wish I was good at sports.
Hey, kid, you, over there.
Me?
Yeah, the unathletic one. Do you like sports?
Yeah.
You want to get good at sports without putting in the physical effort?
Yeah.
Alright, then get in my van. Let's go.
Yo, man, you good? You good? This is awesome.
So imagine this.
You walk into a beautiful garden, alley, and you find the most beautiful woman in the world, but sadly she has a boyfriend. But that's not going to stop you. She signals you over. Before you can talk, her large biceps are around your neck. You scream and shout, but there's no one to help you. But then you catch a glimpse of her highly defined calves, realizing that she's a soccer fanatic. While in the headlock, you see a tattoo of Isaac Newton on her back. You push her away and point out your similarities. This was your way out. You've been preparing for this moment since you took AP Physics. You got your jam on and created a 6 to 8 minute presentation on the physics of soccer.
Why do people with smaller legs have more powerful shots than those with much larger legs? The answer to this question lies only in physics, and a little practice never hurt either. Let's start at the very beginning. Before the player even strikes the ball, let's focus on the run-up. Every professional does it, but why? Having a quick run-up transfers momentum from the person to the ball. Momentum is the mass of an object times its velocity. The greater the velocity of the kicker, the more velocity will be transferred into the ball. This interaction is known as impulse.
Let's focus on the run-up. Every professional does it, but why? Having a quick run-up transfers momentum from the person to the ball. Momentum is the mass of an object times its velocity. The greater the velocity of the kicker, the more velocity will be transferred into the ball. This interaction is known as impulse. Right after the run-up, the best shooters in the world swing their striking foot as far back as possible. This might seem stupid or comical to the viewer, but is one of the major reasons as to why they're so good. When swinging your foot back, you create a pendulum. The higher your leg goes, the more power you'll be able to exert on the ball. This is so because height is a major component in gravitational potential energy, or UG. The equation for UG is mass times gravitational constant times height, so the more height means more energy. Since energy is a conserved quantity, the total potential energy will equal the total kinetic energy. The equation for kinetic energy is half of the mass times the velocity squared. If you set both equations together, you get the square root of the gravitational constant times 2 times the height is equal to the velocity. Now that we know the total velocity in terms of energy, we need to find the total velocity in terms of force applied. This can be determined through rotational kinematics. Rotational velocity is theta over time. The farther you pull your leg back, the greater the angle, or theta, is. Since the equation is inversely proportional, the more theta is and the less the time, the greater the velocity. If V equals WR, then W equals R over V. W can be replaced with theta over time because theta over time also equals W. Solving for V, you get that theta over time times R equals velocity. R in this case is directly proportional. Also, theta and velocity are directly proportional, and time is inversely proportional. This means that when you pull your leg back, you make the distance between your legs as great as possible, increasing theta. On the way down while you are kicking the ball, you should make your leg as straight as possible, as this would increase R. Also, develop the glute and hamstring muscles because they help you contract your legs. So developing these muscles will decrease time, making velocity greater. Assuming this is linear velocity, we can add the two velocities to get the total velocity of the leg when it hits the ball. Using the law of conservation of momentum, we can conclude the actual velocity of the ball using the equation. So what's next? Well, all the equations we just made were when using maximum kinetic. So what's the point where there's maximum kinetic energy? Actually, it would be where the standing foot is. See, when the kicking leg is at the exact point where the standing leg is, the height is 0, meaning that there is no gravitational potential energy. This means that all the energy is kinetic energy, hence maximum kinetic energy. This is why good players place their standing foot right next to the ball when they're kicking. This technique allows the ball to be kicked with a maximum velocity since the mass is constant. The Magnus effect is a force exerted on an object by air. Without this force, objects would not be able to spin when hit. As an object travels, air is constantly acting on it, opposing it, and moving around it. This unpredictability is what leads many to neglect it in calculations. This makes it hard to prove it, as seen by the following clips.
Dude, that was honestly like the worst kick you had today. You're gonna hit the moms. It's okay, Toyosi. Still love you. It's okay, just stretch it out. Downward dog.
Alright, let's keep going.
Mountain.
Let's keep going.
Oh my god!
Oh my, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, good day. Hey, that's tomorrow?
Yeah, same time.
Go. I gotta piss my pants.
Go.
I'm just kidding. Here you go. Oh! Ow!
Yeah!
I didn't get the face.
Really?
Go back to it. Yeah, again.
Yeah!
Alright.
Okay.
After 8 minutes, she is content and releases you. Excited with joy, you walk out of the alleyway. You are finally able to put your skills to good use.
I don't always do physics projects. When I do, I remember to bring my tomato ketchup. Stay saucy, my friends.
As you turn the corner, you are confronted by another crook. He heard your conversation about physics and soccer and needed to know the physics in hockey. If you did not comply, he would stab you repeatedly. You hear a grumpy physics teacher's voice.
Keep playing, player.
So you finish the next 6 to 7 minutes of your 15-minute presentation.
Now let's talk about hockey. Bending the stick is very important when shooting in hockey. Think of it like this. You have two people with the same shooting form. They shoot with the same height. This means they have the same gravitational potential energy. One of the players bends his stick and the other does not. The first player only has gravitational potential energy. The second player, however, has both gravitational potential energy as well as elastic potential energy. When the stick is bent, it wants to get back to being straight where it was in equilibrium. So when the force that made it bend vanishes, it rapidly gets back to equilibrium. The first player only has gravitational potential energy, whereas the second player introduces energy to the system when he or she bends his or her stick. The total energy therefore increases, and all the total energy will turn to kinetic energy, which will turn into velocity. Therefore, the second player who bent his or her stick hits the puck with more velocity. If you play or watch hockey, you will notice that players will lift up their back leg while shooting. This is done, but no one really knows why. Along with weight transfer, when a player lifts up his back leg, he or she is creating stability while he or she is in motion. At the end of the swing, both arms and the hockey stick are away from the body. This makes the center of mass all the way out here. But however, when players lift up their back leg, it makes their center of mass closer to the body. Ideally, the center of mass should be as close to the body and to the ground as possible. That is why when you're skating, you're supposed to bend your legs because it makes the center of mass closer to the ground. All this helps create more stability for the player so the player doesn't fall over. Before you hit it, the puck is at rest, but after you hit it, the puck gains velocity, increasing its momentum. In the equation, impulse, which is just the change in momentum, equals force times time. Since the initial momentum is 0, that means mv equals force times time. And since mass is a constant, the more time and force will give you more velocity. While skating, there's also torque. Each individual wheel on the skate rotates because torque is acting on it. While skating, the force of friction propels the wheel forward. This is the force that causes torque to occur. In the equation, torque equals F times R times sine of theta. Force will be the force of friction. D will be the radius of each wheel. However, since the wheels are perpendicular to the road, which when introduced to the skates causes the force of friction. So the sine of theta is 1, meaning that there's the maximum amount of torque on the wheels. So if you want to go faster, don't tilt your ankles. When you hit a hockey puck, you are supposed to rotate your hips. In physics, this is represented by torque. You are creating extra torque by rotating your hips, which increases force, which increases velocity.
You didn't lift your...
Okay with the presentation, he lets you go and you feel happy again, only to feel a slight pain in your back. Oh no, you've been stabbed with a very intimidating weapon.
Go back to bed.
Thank God that was a dream.
Hey, come back to bed, Mom.
Go.
Come back to bed.
It was good.
Come back to bed.
No, you gotta wait a couple seconds. You gotta wait.
When?
Go.
No, Mom. No, come to...
Go.
No. Come back.
Go on that side, go on that side.
Wait, stand it.
Move back a little. Yeah. Okay.
Go on that side, go on that side, so the camera can get a picture.
I'll do it so that I can curl it in and I'll just walk across it. They didn't know I was just standing right here.
Alright. Ready? Set. Go.
You missed it with the hand too? Oh my freaking god. Oh my god.
I think it's time I quit soccer. Just like game for life.
You know that when you missed the hand.
Ready? Set. Good day.
I'm the one who says good day.
Then you didn't say good day.
Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Ready? Let's go. Yeah. We missed though. How do you miss 2 times? Toyosi!
Like utterly sad. Like I'm kind of sad for the human race.
Good day.
Like my stomach's actually like hurting from hunger. Is yours too?
A little bit.
Let's go. I need to make sure you're in the shot though. Move in a little. Yeah, that's good. Move back. Keep going. Stop, 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 stop. Perfect. Go.
Okay, good day. Hey, that tomorrow?
Yeah, same time.
Go.
That's horrible.
You want to do it over again?
No, that was good. That was good. Let's just look at it. What the? Yo, go.
I wish I was good at sports.
Hey, you.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, you. Do you like sports?